Hi guys, back again. I wanted to do this about my books. Okay, I have some here. Just one second. Let me get them here. You know, I wanted to look nice for you guys because, like I always tell authors, when you go out, look presentable. So, because you're presenting yourself as well as your book. Okay, the first book I ever wrote was called The Master Plan, which I can't show you because the company I went with went bankruptcy and it took a lot of people's money. It was just a mess. So I lost those, but unfortunately, I do have the copies, the written copies, so I can make more books later on. But that was called The Master Plan. This one here is called Leah, about a girl who was jilted on her wedding day in front of 500 of her friends who goes house sitting in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. This is a really good one. I use Christian ladies' names because I think that's very important for me. And then here's Sarah. Sarah's about a 15-year-old girl who had a crush on her brother's best friend. And in the middle of his wedding, she jumped up and said, "You're supposed to marry me." Oh, it was a mess. Her parents were so upset with her and everything. But now, this is years later. He did get married. Him and his wife had 2 kids. His wife was killed. And now he's back in town. And she's starting to experience some of those same old feelings. And she's wondering, is this just that same old teenage crush, or is this something more? On Amazon, but you can't order them. But I still one day will reprint them. Here's my next one. I like this one. Esther. Here's what Esther's about. Meet Ethan Thomas Bryce, a prodigal son. He has come home bearing gifts for an unexpected proposal to Esther, his foster sister. Okay, so this is called Esther. It's a real good story. She was an only child, and her mother was, her college friend passed away, and she took her son, whose name was Ethan. Well, Ethan, they raised him, they gave him so much, and then he ran off and married this other girl. Esther, at the time, she wasn't in love with him. She just thought of him as her brother, and she just figured that he was using her family to get what he wanted. But then his mother left him billions of dollars. So he was a very rich boy, so now he's come back, and now everybody's wondering why. But he does have a reason. His wife and him are getting divorced, and she wants to keep the son. And so now he wants a wife so that he can keep custody of his son and fight for him. And guess what? He wants Esther, his half-sister, foster sister, to be that wife. This is really a good story, Esther. And here's how he looks on the back. Ethan Thomas Bryce. Okay, this one here. You know, in the Bible, there's a story about Jairus' daughter, a little girl who almost passed away. She almost died, and Jesus healed her. So I used the title of that story, Jairus' daughter, Talitha Kumar, the little girl lives. But this is a little different. And so with graduation less than 10 months away, Talitha Jones has no idea what to do with her life. Does it sound familiar? But it doesn't include serving God. Not yet, anyway. Maybe later after she experiences life, love, and traveled the world. But a new assignment places her as the assistant to the professor of her junior college, Professor Joshua Shadeh, a teacher from Israel, teaching beginning Hebrew. Students study. Suddenly nothing is the same. As she discovers the professor is like no man she's ever met before, she begins to question just what is this man who calls himself Professor Joshua Shadeh. This is such a good story. It makes you stop and think about what's important in life. And in the end, you must decide which road you're going to travel, the road for the Lord or the road for the world. And that's the choice that Talitha Jones has to make. It's a very good story. Okay, now I've got a couple more here. Now these are, I wrote some romance books, not novels, just short stories. And they're all on Amazon. These you can find on Amazon. As well as at the last one I just showed you about Jairus' daughter, you can find that one. And you can find Esther. Those are all available. Okay? I don't want the light to be shining in my eyes. You'll be say the big bulbs there. Okay, this story is called Blind Date. I want you to meet Missy Taylor. Missy Taylor, she needs a date for her junior college graduation. What should she do? Maybe a dating site? Everyone uses them, right? Yeah. She's found the perfect guy on the dating site, the man of her dreams. What could possibly go wrong? It's called Blind Date. Blind Date. And then this next one is called wrote, wrote, well, yeah, he's not the marrying kind. I have to think about these guys. I wrote them a while back. You can find on Amazon all my books that are under a title, Romance for You 68 Magazine. These stories are all in there. I mean, there's all the stories, each one listed. This one is about Ivan Roberts. This is Ivan. Isn't he a hunk? I think so. Ivan Roberts has built himself a wall to keep love out, but walls can be torn down. But he says he's not the marrying kind. So these little short stories, they're on Amazon. They're on Amazon, and you can find them all under Romance for You 68 Magazine. Yeah, Romance for You 68 Magazine, and there's different issues for different months. So that's those. Now I have a few more if I have time, so I hate to cut out, but I'll be right back. Okay, sorry it took so long. Now, I also write for Kindevella. I haven't done it for a while because I'm working on this other novel, but this one is called Accidentally in Love. The Woman on the Bridge. Oh, no, that's another one. This is Accidentally in Love, about a girl who goes to Paris. She wants to go to Paris and live, and she wants to live with a rich family so she can have all the conveniences. But her father says she can go. Because, you know, if that's what she wants, he'll send her and he'll pay it. But she has to live with these people that he's telling her about. Well, when she gets there, she finds out that these people are not rich. They're very poor. And so she has to decide, does she want to stay or does she want to go? So this is what this story, Accidentally, I'm trying to get it right so you can see. Accidentally in Love. That's on Kindevella. And then this one here, I love this one. The Man Without a Face. A girl was pushed off the track, onto the tracks in Chicago subway, and she was killed. And when the police came, they found the body, and they were getting, everybody was there, everybody saw it, but no one could decide what the man looked like because they said he didn't have a face. So this is called The Man Without a Face. It's a mystery, and it is a good one. So that's Kindevella. So as you see, I write books. I sell books, but I told you before, I write to give my books away, and I truly do. I write because people that are poor, homeless, in shelters, they can't afford to buy them. And so I make it possible. I take my books with me when I go out. I pass them out to people on the street that I see. I see the homeless, you know, and this is what I do. That's my ministry. But I do make money on books, but that's not my goal. So I don't never worry. I'm never upset like some authors are when their books don't sell. Because I didn't write them to sell. I wrote them to take them off and hand them out. That's my ministry. So that's what I wanted to tell you about myself. So I hope you have enjoyed it. And I hope you'll try some of my books. Just look up my name, Pastor Janet Fears, under Amazon. And you'll find me. If you don't find it under Pastor Janet Fears, look up Janet Marie Fears. DD. I'm there. Just look up Pastor Janet Fears or Janet Marie Fears, and you will find me. And I hope that you will try some of my books. I mean, that's author always likes people to read. You know, but if you don't, that's okay. It's not going to upset me. Truly, it will not upset me at all. But God bless you all, and thank you for coming to my little talk today. God bless you. Bye-bye now.